Oh man, so Algorand has just had about 14% pump from a key level, and where can we head to next? But more importantly, we flipped an important indicator which suggests we can head higher from here. So let's take a look. And we're currently on the hourly chart here on Algorand. And just as a reminder, we kind of entered this bearish wedge, although we broke to the upside. And we met up, well, we exceeded our first target here at the top of the wedge, which was at $2.05. We met that, and then we kind of traded sideways, and then we fell back down. And that's very normal, guys. When you pump up to the top, it's very normal for us to come back and test another support level, which we did at 179. And just as we predicted, we bounced off with a 14% uplift from the bottom of this support level here up to where we just are now. So we bounced up that way, and now we can see that on the hourly chart, we now need to break this local resistance level we've just created at $2.07, and then we can head higher to test the $2.13 mark up here on Algorand. Now, more importantly, if we bring back our EMA ribbon, you will see now that on the hourly chart, we've managed to flip bullish. So that will set us up to now head higher. I mean, we were heading bearish here under the EMA ribbon. We even lost the long-term EMA in blue here, but we've managed to flip that back up to bullish, and hopefully that should give us an extended move higher. Now, more importantly, let's zoom out onto the 4-hourly chart, and you can see that we've still bullish on the 4-hourly chart as well. And really hoping that now that if you look at this trend from here to here, we've created a higher high, and this should now set us up to carry an uptrend towards $2.13 and then $2.24 for Algorand. The good news is that the layer 1 space is doing particularly well at the moment. I've just posted a video on Phantom, which is up over 12%, but more importantly than the price of the coin itself is the total value locked on Phantom. There's a lot of demand for DeFi and layer 1 solutions right now, and this is just going to be a case of Algorand getting amazing projects at the moment, because Solana, Phantom, these guys all have amazing projects being built on their system, which we can point to and say are good use cases. Now, Algorand does have some like Yieldly and some of the others I've mentioned in my breakdown video, but they do need to build more use cases, and that will then give it the space for it to move. They also need to do a good job on building the community. That's going to be really important. We've got a good community on Algorand, but you've got to remember Solana, Phantom, Cardano, and Ethereum, of course, all have really big communities. So Algorand's got to continue to chip away at that community element as well. Now, back to the TA. Let's take a look at the daily chart here on Algorand and just recap kind of where we've been. So like I said, we run up to all-time highs at $2.55. We've called down. Now, if you look at this calling down, we never once flipped bearish. From this whole period, from when we flipped here from the 10th of August, you've had an extremely high run up, 189%, and then you've had a calling off down here, which is very normal and really healthy for a layer 1 solution like this. You want Algorand to have many sustainable pumps, and in order for that to happen, you need to come back and test your EMA ribbon. And in this case, it not only tested it, but it maintained integrity. It didn't once on the daily flip bearish, which is really important for Algorand. It came into this descending wedge, and then it broke back up, and like we said, we can still see here, didn't even penetrate the depths of the ribbon. So you can see the green candles here. If I zoom in, you can see we have had a big red candle here on the daily, but then two strong green candles keeping us above even the top EMA line on this ribbon. So really positive for Algorand, really holding strength. You can see the RSI on the daily is in a sustainable range. We've definitely got room to move to get to kind of this pump level, which we saw on the 9th of September. And now we need another push like this. We need the volume to come in. We need the RSI to start peaking again. And now is a perfect time bouncing off of this EMA ribbon for us to head higher on Algorand. So for me, this whole area here was a great opportunity to dip by here similarly. And, now we can head higher on Algorand. No reason why we can't go and test all-time highs at $2.55, particularly as Bitcoin is running. And we can see that here as well. As I'm recording this video, you can see Bitcoin is going from strength to strength. So if we take a look at what Bitcoin is doing, And we can look at it on, let's look at the 4-hourly chart. Sorry, let's go to the hourly, actually, it'll be easier to see. So if I show you the hourly chart, you will see that we entered and formed a bullish continuation flag. So for those of you who haven't followed this, you can have a, let me take off the EMA ribbon as well. You can have a run up. So in this case, a run up from here when we broke the 47850 mark, which we mentioned was a very important resistance line. We had this run up and then we entered this, which is a continuation pattern. When you break out of a continuation pattern like we've just had here, your price target is from the bottom of the move to the top of the move, and that would suggest to us a price potential of, let's just get that back out, of 61,000 on this technical indicator. Okay, so this run to continue from the continuation pattern would suggest a 61. Now that would actually have confluence with the Fibonacci retracements as well. You can check your Fibonacci retracements from your swing low to swing high, and the 161 level also sits in with this continuation pattern, which is really interesting. Switching out to the daily, you can see that Bitcoin is looking really healthy. Let me just come out here. Let's bring out our EMA ribbon, and you can see here, so as soon as we flipped bullish, we mentioned that whenever Bitcoin flips bullish, you have a massive run up, and we're seeing exactly the same here. We've already, from the moment we flipped, had a pickup from 45 up to now 55 on Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is on an absolute run. It's really exciting as we're now seeing that we're entering we are in the last quarter of a 4-year cycle, and Bitcoin is not letting the community down. It's moving from strength to strength. Just switching across to the weekly, and you can see this massive formation which we had of this purple wedge. Excuse all the drawings, it gets hard when you're having them on all these different levels, but you can see this massive triangle we formed where we, let's take off the EMA ribbon, where we entered this massive purple triangle and we broke out, and now you're getting a big move. And if I was to share with you the technical move, which would be that line to that line at the breakout, you would be shocked at where Bitcoin can go from here. So yeah, Bitcoin showing some real strength, and that's giving Algorand and layer 1 coins to move into that strength as well. It's giving them the opportunity to really push in, and Algorand is one of these coins which, as you can see on the weekly there, you know, it's had a nice little call off here, a couple of weeks here, 2-3 weeks of cool down, another strong week, and then a medium week here, and now it's got the opportunity to really run and break its all-time highs at 255, and I think the market will be anticipating that quite heavily on Algorand. So yeah, good space. Let's take a look at Luna whilst we're here. You can see Luna is just going from strength to strength on the weekly candles here. If I switch over to the 4-hourly, let's take a look at how Luna's doing. Luna's just going from strength to strength. It's having a bit of a struggle around this 45 mark which we've drawn. It kind of broke out, came back down, gone back up, but we're still uptrending. Higher lows and higher highs, and that means we're in a nice healthy uptrend here for Luna. So Luna's looking good. Let's just have a look at the daily, see if we can spot anything. And there you go. So you can see creating higher highs, higher lows, and trending higher with our higher highs as well. So good move on Luna. The next level for Luna to really be coming out of is, I think for Luna, the only downside risk is you come down and test 22, but that would be quite bearish. Let's look at the EMA ribbon. Yep, nice and extended from the EMA ribbon. That was the test of it, held it, came back up, and showing good strength on Luna. And again, the layer 1 space is really hot right now, and that's why you're seeing these hold good strength. Cardano, let's take a quick look at Cardano. Let's take a look at the daily. So you see we're creating a bit of a wedge here almost, and you can see if we head over to the 4-hourly on Cardano, let's take a look. Maybe the hourly might show it a bit better. There we go. So you can see we're almost getting wedged in here in this yellow triangle which I've drawn, and we're kind of just heading up to this key resistance level here at $2.13. So it's got rejected once, tried again, went again. It's just fighting here at this level. Now eventually it will need to make its mind up of which way it's heading, as the wedge will come to an end over the next kind of 3 to 4 days really on Cardano. So Cardano has been a bit subdued. I think a lot of people have been waiting for Cardano to take a move. You can see the RSI indicator, and you can see the volumes have substantially dropped off. I mean, if you take the volumes from here, you can see we've had a substantial drop off on volumes for Cardano, which is very interesting. So volumes have been falling off. I think at the moment the trouble with Cardano is they've had their conference. People kind of sold out after they did a lot of trading activity around there. People have sold out some of their short-term trading positions. The long-time holders have been holding and staking for a long time, so that doesn't make any difference. And we're just waiting to see more use cases on Cardano. So you've still technically got this little bit of uptrend heading into a wedge. You'll need to make its decision. I wouldn't be surprised if volume started kicking very soon with Cardano. It's just at the moment there's so many hot projects, and particularly BTC. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people have moved some of their Cardano and Ethereum into a bit of Bitcoin to just catch this last quarter of the 4-year cycle. So there you have it, guys. There's an update on the charts for some of our favorite altcoins. Algorand doing pretty well. Again, they need to kind of build, for me, they need to build out some more use cases. I think Solana and Phantom kind of have the run on them. And you can see that by the total amount of value locked into DeFi projects. So for me, Algorand, although it's technically a solid project and they're building a good community, they've got to push on with that. There's so much going on right now. Bitcoin's booming. Everybody's excited for the last quarter boom, and all coins are booming. People are piling into their favorite ones right now. Solana, Phantom, people are loading their boats, and I think Algorand need to make sure they stay in the story in order to head higher. If you like this type of analysis, then please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.